did get a chance to watch City Alive. It was fantastic. I loved the film. I know my husband's probably going to be the next one watching it with me. So I wanted to know, how much consulting did you do for the film itself?
I know initially, Brad had approached us just to, get to know us. And so we didn't, he had a few questions, I think mostly for my mother, but he just wanted to get a feel for maybe very specific little things they wanted to capture on film, maybe the way he dressed or things like that. And then, so not very much. I just know that, Randall Sullivan's book, which it was based on, Labyrinth, was a very good tool for them. So I don't know how much they needed from us. Me personally, it wasn't that much.
Okay. And more on the topic of the film, because I know if you gave your consulting work and they spoke to your mom, so how important was it to your family to share your father's story and kind of his quest to, solve Christopher Wallace's murder?
I think his story is very important because it just shows, he didn't think he was anything special. He was just doing his job, and with the oath he took as a police officer, and just basically doing his job description to solve murders. And he felt very strongly about that. The oath meant something to him, and so he was just doing his job. And just a very simple thing, turned into many people trying to stop him from solving a murder. So it that's the part that really, it he maybe started losing his trust in, things like the police department. But until the end, he still very much believed that doing the right thing was what you do, with integrity. um and the, police had a job to do, based on their oath. Nothing more, nothing less. Just that's what their job was, and that's what you had to do.
Great. And as we all know, Johnny Depp portrayed your father in the film. So I want to know from you, how accurate do you think his portrayal was of your father in the film?
It's pretty crazy. There's a couple of angles and shots in that movie where his profile, just he looks just like my dad for some reason. And he did it. I think it's a good job, just knowing that it is a movie, and he never got to meet my dad. So you know, it is what it is overall, but I think it was a very good performance.
Great. Now, as Johnny Depp did also portray your father, did he or any of the actors in the film like come to speak with you to help with their own character development?
Um, no, I don't think so. I visited set a few times, and we just talked to, various actors in the scenes, like my um actress that portrays my mom. We kind of met with her, and we saw Johnny and Forrest, and met Shea Wiggum and Toby Huss. Just saying hello. Nothing really when it comes to development at all.
Okay. So I know some actors and people don't necessarily watch films that, hit a little too close to home. Have you had the chance to watch the movie? And if so, what are your thoughts on the film?
Yeah, I mean, we saw a screening about, I think it was about 2 months before the movie was supposed to come out in 2018, and so we were excited to see that. And then just, the whole process, knowing it was delayed, held over, pushed back. We didn't know what was going to happen, and then so it was very nice to know that it was going to come out. And so I did see it, in the movie theater, which was nice. And then I have watched it on demand also. So I mean, I think that they made a very good, the main point of the thing was showing his investigation of, three different police officers that had connections to, possibly being involved in the murder, and he was shut down each of those three times. So the movie did a good job in just getting that point across, and that's probably the main point that needed to be made.
Okay. I know that the film was originally it was filmed and premiered back in 2018 but why do you believe it was important that it was released now, especially we're in the height of like the Black Lives Matter movement and so many shootings and murders. Why do you feel it's relevant that it came out now as opposed to a few years ago?
I mean, we would have never known exactly how life was going to be like today had it come out in 2018. So, I mean, I think it connects to a lot of what's going on now, and just shows the importance of maybe showing what good police officers do, and ones that really want to help, and then if they can't do their job, that's that's a big negative. And so, I mean, I think it is important that it came out now. I just don't know overall yet how it's been received overall by the public, but it's I've heard a lot of positive feedback from that.
Great. Uh, I also wanted to ask you, is there a memory of your father that you could share with us that, kind of speaks to his character, who he really was?
Um, all I know is, contrary to the film, he loved his family a lot. His favorite thing was, barbecuing for the family, things like that. And so, he was always looking forward to holidays and things that um where he could make things like prime rib, or you know whatever it is. And he really enjoyed being around family, and you know that was his joy in life.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, he was more he was more into, doing more for the family than what the movie did show. I love that. What do you think your father's thoughts would be on the film if he were alive today?
um just knowing him, he'd be excited that this was something that was happening, and he being a part of it. And just if the movie was, let's say, it's cut the same exact way it is if he was alive, let's say, and being a part of it, I think he'd be happy, because it just shows what he went through, and all he wants is justice for the murder of Christopher Wallace. And then it shows in the systemic problems in the LAPD that prevented him from doing that. And it's this project is just another way to get that message out into the world, because there have been a bunch of things like documentaries and Randall Sullivan's books, but in a movie like this, that puts it even out there in a different way, where many people who are just movie fans, like to watch movies, can get that message as well.
Okay. And for you, has the film brought any closure to you since your father's passing?
um I mean, just I could just say just a closure of the process that we thought was going to end in 2018. But I mean, there's no closure in the overall what we've been seeking, which is justice. People being brought to justice for the murder of Christopher Wallace. And so that's just something I'm still hopeful that can happen. I don't know what will happen. It seems like I have no control, even though I know so much about it. And there's a lot of people that know a lot, but just they can't do anything about it.
What do you hope people that watch the movie take away from it?
Just that there are people out there looking for the truth. Good police officers just trying to do their job no matter what. My dad, in part of the movie, he had what's called the homicide investigator's creed. He was looking at on his desk, and it sums up. You, as a homicide investigator, you go try to find the truth, no matter who's involved, what's involved, and you do it with the utmost integrity, and finding all the facts and getting it right. And so, that's it.